You know, when I was in college, there were two kinds of modelers: those who built models and those who dated models. Well, good morning, everybody. And that Weisenheimer comment comes courtesy of my wife. This is actually my second cup. We sat and had our morning coffee together, and she asked that very question while I was talking about a friend of mine who said he tried to finish a model in college but wasn't able to, and then she shot that out without skipping a beat. She goes, "Oh, so some of you built models. The other guys dated models." And I was like, "Can you yank that dagger out of my back?" And she's like, "No, I put it there for a reason." I married well. Marvelous. If you guys have never seen the scene where from Star Trek DS9 where the Klingon General Martok, you meet his wife, I think that's who my beloved patterns herself after. And my attitude is
magnificent, isn't she?
So, yesterday we got a lot of great comments on her question about if you were running a model company day, what would you try to do to stimulate sales, get kids and the like interested. And you guys came with a lot of great answers, most of which were kind of along the lines of what I was thinking of. So I think you guys, maybe we should be sending these notes to some of the model companies out there. If anybody, executive from a model company, happens to watch this channel, I'd suggest you read the comments from last night's video. Well, she had another great question, and we sort of touched on this a little bit, but she asked it more directly. What, or I should say how, has model building affected your career choices? Now, there's no question, since I'm an enormous aviation geek, that, well, let's just add a little bona fides to that. I don't think there's much doubt that Max is definitely an aerospace guy. By the way, I think I've told you guys that Embraer 190 painting is an original I actually contracted to have done by Troy White. Okay, try not to make everybody seasick. Well, it's pretty obvious how modeling's impacted my career choices. Is that I think the modeling was an offshoot of what I already wanted to do, but there's no question about it that it definitely reinforced it. So I'm going to say modeling did have an impact on my career choices, or at least help reinforce them. That's going to be my answer for me personally. I'm sure for a lot of people, modeling strictly a hobby has no impact on their career choices, but just thought I would run that one out. I think that was a great question. So here's the schedule for today. I just got back from a trip. The first thing we got to do is go out and do grocery shopping, so that'll be done by noon, hopefully 1. Have a light brunch. I'm trying to, not to bore you too many details, I'm trying to do the intermittent fasting, no food until noon, and then done eating it by 8, so I can get my medical coming up next month. Battle of the Bulge. And in this case, the other side's winning. So that's when we get back, I'm going to turn on the air conditioner out in the TARDIS, because I plan to spend the entire afternoon either on the computer working on the next viewer's build, answering emails, trying to get stuff organized, and on the TARDIS. One thing I have noticed that I have been putting out the company history videos at a much slower rate because we've been doing so many other things. Now, that's not a bad thing, because we've been having so much fun. I'm really enjoying doing the viewers builds, the live streams, the daily content when I can, building the models, the group builds. I just started realizing how much stuff we got going on, don't we? We're busy little folks. So that's the plan for today. Work in the TARDIS and work on the shed. I mean, on the computer. It just made me realize something. A lot of times now that I'm not exactly production lining models, but you know what I mean. I got a bunch of projects open at one time. I seem to want to do every model kind of in the stage, like, you know, file, get stuff glued together, build them in certain stages where they're ready. Then, for example, pre-painting, and then I'll set up all the painting equipment so I can just pre-paint each model on the same day. So I'm not just going back and forth. It adds a certain small efficiency to it. But the models are at the point now where, well, they need a little more sanding, and then I'll probably be shooting the primer coats on them soon and then starting to get some paint on them. To me, the most tedious task, especially some of the B25, is taping off all the glass, because, you know, the B25 has so much framing. I did find one person that has a B25C/D masking kit, and I forget the name. Was it Easy Mask? I need to go find that company again and go in and order one. I do have Tamiya tape. I could just tape off and razor cut everything, and it just prompted a thought. We all know, if you've done masking before, whether it's with the frog tape, the Tamiya tape, whatever, cutting tape will dull an X-Acto knife super quick. And with an airplane like that B-25, or some of these aircraft that have these, you know, like the Japanese Kate dive bomber, or something has these very complex, oh God, I think a 111, woohoo! Airplanes that have these really complex glazings and framings and everything, you'd probably dull a couple of X-Acto knife blades just trying to get one canopy done. So that's one reason I think that the masking, you know, I'll spend $5 and wait a week for the mask to show up. And generally speaking, my models that have used masks, they just simply come out looking better. As long as you take the time to clear coat it before you paint it and everything, helps seal those gaps. So, heck, that could be a video in its own. Well, actually, there are a lot of videos on YouTube about doing that, and I've watched a few of them, and I've learned a little bit from them. Nice thing about acrylics is you can clean up a little bleed. Another reason I like to use them, you know, there's one guy who hand paints all of his canopy frames and then just takes a trimmed out toothpick and goes by and etches off the excess acrylic. I've had some success with that, but also sometimes you get that one bit of acrylic that somehow bit in and won't go off, won't come out, or you wind up taking off some of the acrylic that was actually on the framing member. So there you go. Well, anyway, that's all I got for this morning. We got things to do. I'm going to be busy. And I hope to have something out tonight for you guys. I am looking forward to the live stream. I still got a pocket full of notes of stuff to jibber jabber about. We'll talk at you later. As always, guys, take care of yourselves and model on.